What is Cafe Mocha? Cafe Mocha is experts, celebrities.
What's up? This is Bell Biv DeVoe.
Yours truly, Idris Elba.
This is Fantasia.
This is In Vogue.
This is India Ari.
So much more. All from a woman's perspective.
What flavor are you, baby?
This is Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha, Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, and me, Angelique. Radio from a woman's perspective. We're my Power Book 2 fans. This show, we've got the actress that plays Diana, LaToya Tonodeo, is coming up. It's Cafe Mocha. Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, I'm Angelique. Joining us to get us right is Tiffany, the Budgetnista. Her new book is called Made Whole, The Practical Guide to Reaching Your Financial Goals. Hi, Tiffany. Welcome back.
Hi, ladies. Thanks for having me.
You know what? In 2021, you made the book Get Good with Money, and that saved a lot of souls. So now this is like an extension, Made Whole. Why do we need this book, Tiffany, and why did you write it?
Well, when I wrote Get Good with Money, it's because I came up with a system called financial wholeness, which is these 10 steps that if you master them, you will be able to be all right no matter what happens. You lose your job, you'll be all right. Inflation is high, you'll be all right. A recession comes, you will be all right. And what I realized is that, people looked at Get Good with Money as this awesome textbook, but a lot of people weren't getting to the work, and so I wanted to create a companion book where there's this workbook. So many people know I used to be a school teacher for over 10 years, and I have my master's in education. So I thought, what if I represented these same 10 steps: budgeting, savings, debt, credit, income, investing, insurance, your financial team, your net worth, and estate planning, these same 10 financial wholeness steps. But with each step, I show you what the step looks like when completed, and then I give you a chance in the book to do the work. So it's like, don't keep reading, do the work now. Because when you do the work now, when you write things down, when you put it into action, then you're more likely to stick with it and see change. And so that's why this book is different.
So this is a workbook. I'm holding it up for Angelique to see. It's an actual workbook. And in it, you can actually do the steps. And it's a nice, thick, where it's not small. You can actually write in it. So it's sort of like a notebook. Plus, this is genius. I really do like this. Like here, you can do it. So I love that part, Tiffany. What made you come up with this concept?
Because so many people came to me, and there's so many people who teach online. They teach about kind of like getting rich quick, or, how to make $1 into $1 million. And I thought, well, there might be 0.01% people that might happen for, and great for them. But what happens to everybody else? What happens to those who are teachers and nurses and stay-at-home moms? And so if you don't make your million bajillion dollars, so what does that mean for your life? Does that mean that you don't get to enjoy safety and security and vacation? What does that mean? And so there were too many people that I helped, so many women in particular. My audience is largely Black women. I've helped nearly 2 million women in the last 15 years. And most of them are just regular, everyday women who are brilliant and smart and who needed guidance to how to live their normal financial life. And so I was like, I'm going to create something that can help them. And the textbook version of Made Whole, Get Good with Money, sold nearly 300,000 copies in its first 2 years. So what it told me was there's a need for this. And so I'm like, oh no, we're gonna dig deeper with Made Whole.
I love that.
Cafe Mocha, we're talking to Tiffany, the Budgetnista. I feel like whenever I hear financial information, I feel like you have to be making money, decent money, to participate in this. How wrong am I?
You don't. Well, for many of the books that are out there, that is the case. But I literally have a part of the book that says, what happens if you're broke? Because I have been broke. Right? Because people say broke. Broke is when you're like, ooh, I don't got no money. But, if you dig in your purse, you might find $1. If you look in your 401k, there's some money there. But broke is when there are no pennies in the cushion seats.
Right.
There's no 401k. There is nothing. I have been there when it's like
talk about that. I want to talk about how you were broke, and then you got yourself back together.
Yeah, and it wasn't fast. So the recession happened. I lost my job. Right before I lost my job, I had gotten my master's, which is $52,000. Right before that, I thought I was super grown, and I bought myself a condo in my mid-20s, and I had a mortgage of $220,000, right? And then I said, I want to learn to invest. And so, of course, I chose a scam artist who I thought was a friend of mine to teach me, and it ended up me being $35,000 in credit card debt that I was liable for. So I went from like no debt to a mortgage, student loans, and credit card debt, and then I lost my job. So I said, oh. So I drained my savings to try to save my condo. Then I drained my 401k because I was still in my 20s, and so I had a few, maybe like $20,000, $30,000 in there to try to save my condo. I still ended up losing it to foreclosure, and so I was broke. There was no money hidden in the cushions of my car. There was nothing. There was no backup savings, and I just remember thinking, what do you do when you're at your like at the bottom? And so you have to I had to tell people, because you are not meant to go through this thing by yourself. And for me, it was my best friend, Linda, who I was like, I needed to release the shame I was feeling for being broke. And two, I had to ask for help. Sometimes asking for help is getting on WIC, getting on assistance. Sometimes asking for help is seeing if your sister will let you move in and sleep on the couch. Sometimes asking for help is, are your parents still living? Are they close enough for you to go back to your middle school bed? That's what I did. Sometimes asking for help is to see if your best friend, will let you crash for a moment. Like there are moments, I know financial people will want me to give like, well, then, you add the 1 plus the 2 and then your budget. No, sometimes it looks like I need to get to a safe place where I'm not outside. And so that's was the first step. It's like, where can I safely lay my head for a period of time, and then I looked for any assistance I could find. I was on unemployment. Thank God during the recession they extended it. Usually unemployment is like 6 months to a year. Because it was a recession, a global recession, the federal government stepped in and extended unemployment. So I was like, unemployment was my saving grace, and I babysit everybody's baby. It was times when I cried because I was like, I had more money at 16 than I do at 30. Because at 16, I had a little job. I was working at the library, so I had like $1,000 saved. I wish I could borrow that $1,000 from that 16-year-old Tiffany.
On the way, we've got Diana from Power Book 2. This is Cafe Mocha.
Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
You're listening to Cafe Mocha with Emmy Award-winning talk show host Lonnie Love, legendary rapper Yo-Yo, and me, the one who does all the hard work, producer Angelique. Our guest today plays Diana on Power Book 2. We're talking to LaToya Tonodeo.
It's Cafe Mocha with Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, and Angelique. And if you're a fan of Power, I'm sure you've been watching Power Book 2. And this young lady that's on the line is quickly making a name for herself in the entertainment industry, providing and proving that she is the one to watch. You know her as Diana Tejada. Did I say that right, LaToya? On the line is LaToya
Tejada.
Tejada.
Yes.
LaToya Tonodeo. I got your last name right. That's what mattered. Okay. I love you as Diana. Welcome to Cafe Mocha.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And for those listeners who have not watched, where does Power Book 2 pick up after the original Power series? Can you kind of quickly explain that?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So after, as we know, unfortunately, Tariq, takes out his father, he is left with choices that he has to make. He has to complete school in order to get his trust fund money. But because he is still book and street smart, he decided to take a course. It's like an advanced course. I believe it was canonical studies. And so that was supposed to like fast track him to like be able to graduate early and get his money. But throughout all of that, of course, it's power. So chaos starts to ensue and happen. And he meets up with the Tejada family, and it gets crazy from there.
You know what? Do you feel like Power Book 2 carried a lot of the fans from the original series?
I do feel like we definitely brought over the OG Power fans, because even though, like I said, there were people who felt like they weren't really going to rock with the show because Tariq killed his father, but I believe we proved them wrong because it was still very much a great show. So a lot of the fans came over and they've been loving it. The same way they went hard and went crazy for the original Power, they're doing the same thing for Power Book 2 Go. So we love it.
Love it. Season 4 just kicked off, and this is the final season. What can we expect from your character, Diana?
Ooh. So y'all know that saying, like, prepare to be sick of me? Like, for real. Prepare to be sick of Diana even more. Like, she's having to make a lot of choices and, like, decisions or whatever. And some of them are forced. They may not necessarily be her own decision or something that she really wants to make, but she's forced to make it for the sake of family. And then there are some choices that she's making on her own. She's really stepping into, like, I feel like season 3, she definitely found her voice. And she had to, you know, kind of, in a way, or not even kind of, she was forced to be a part of the drug game with her family because while she was at standstill, she had to sell drugs to help, you know, with her dad move the weight or whatever. But this season, I feel like she's really stepping into it. Like, she's very smart. She's very much book and street smart, and she's just channeling all of that into the family and what it is that we do. We are a drug family, and we get things done, and I believe that's what she's really doing for real, this time, season 4.
Woo!
I know, right? Getting things done, looking fabulous while doing it, intelligent, smart, a part of that gang. Overall,
Exactly.
Overall, Toya, what will this season be like?
Ooh, from what I can say, I just know, oh my God, it's going to leave a lot of people with their jaws dropped, okay?
Woo!
Not dropped, but dropped, because there's a lot of things that's happening, and oh God, I got to be careful because expect all of the unexpected. It's going to be, it's lit, it's up, it's fire, period.
It's Cafe Mocha on the line. LaToya Tonodeo from the hit show Power Book to you know what does it feel like to be on like a hit show? I mean, and you guys trend like every time y'all trending every week, and you know, has anybody recognized you? What does that feel like?
Oh my God, this show has definitely changed my life. Shout out to Courtney, shout out to 50 and all the executive producers, our new showrunner, Brett. Like, literally, it has, like, 2019 was when we actually first started filming the show, 2020 when it aired, and that's when it was 2020 when it first aired. And from there on, like, literally, I can't go anywhere without being recognized, without someone like quoting the dinner table scene or telling me they're mad at me from the dinner table scene, or calling me a snitch or whatever. Like, it's all love though, and it's fun. I appreciate the love and support for sure.
Well, you deserve it. You've been getting more and more acting credits to your name, and you've been getting bigger parts. In fact, you and I were in a movie together in 2015. Paul Blart, Mall Cop 2.
Oh, see, but I didn't even see myself in there.
You were there. You played Lady in the Casino. You were in there. You know?
Please. No, like, you know what's so funny? And it's so bad because I forget his name. But, oh my God.
Who, Kevin James?
No, he was one of the producers. So I wasn't expecting to see myself in there, but it was a spot where, like, literally they could place me and just give me a title so that I can become SAG, because I wasn't SAG yet, and it was just so hard. So from that, I was able to get like Taft-Hart lead or something like that. That's how I got it. So honestly, I wasn't expecting to see myself, but that would have been dope if I got to meet you then.
I know. It was like my parts were separate because I had like the fight scenes and stuff like that. So I didn't get to. Yeah, it was like a lot. But why don't you talk a little bit about the last decade and what it's been like in your pursuit as an actor?
Oh my goodness. Definitely a lot of no's, a lot of rejection, but I always, in every interview, I let people know that I live by rejection is God's protection, because there's been so many times where I thought like, oh, this is going to be the one. And then either that movie or that show airs and it does nothing. So I just had to endure a lot of that. I made sure I stayed in class. My favorite acting coach is Catlin Adams. She's like the best. She's so dope. And she like knows how to like strip you down and build you right back up. And I feel like after working with her, a lot of my auditions have been better. Like just my feedback in the room, my confidence going into the room, because as you know, like you can go on a million auditions, but you're still waiting for someone else to tell you, yes, you got the role. And it started to become like over like even before Power, for me, it just started to become more of a, I'm going in to book the room and not the role. If I get the role, that's great. But if I get the room, then at least that casting or the producers know me and they're like, oh, that girl from that audition, let's book her for whatever. So, like a lot of hard work. And here we are.
Cali girl by native. I love it. Take us back to the early days of your career. Did you always know you wanted to act?
I did, I guess. Like, I definitely loved acting. That's for sure. My parents, I remember they took me to, but they took me to like this open casting call when I was little. It was for like a Disney show, I think. And it was so much fun. I just remember being in this room with a whole bunch of people, and they made me like rap and say some lines, and my mom like wrote the rap for me. Like it was so like that's a very much a fond memory for me growing up.
Wait. Your mom. Listen, Lonnie, hush your face. Your mom wrote a rap for you.
Yeah.
Wait,
She raps. She can freestyle, honey.
Wait, you come on. You know yo from the West Coast. I gotta get a little bit. Do you
Here we go.
Do you remember any of the rap?
Oh my God. No, I don't. And if you know what, I probably would, but I'm so nervous right now. My brain is not allowing me to remember. Woo, and I would never even try to rap in front of you, please. Okay, you got all the skills. I would not.
Shout out to your mother.
Thank you. I will definitely let her know. But so she wrote this rap. It was fun. It was like about school though. Like, dang.
It was cute. It was one of those. Go to school. Don't be a fool.
Yeah, it was cute, but like today corny, but cute then.
Yeah. It's Cafe Mocha. On the line, actress LaToya Tonodeo from the hit show Power Book. What was your day job before you started doing steady acting roles?
So I have a friend who casts a lot of music videos. So in between, because it's so hard to find like a job that would allow you the time to audition, and then, oh, Lord forbid, for them, you book it, they're not giving you the time off. So my friend, he would allow me to be like his casting assistant or coordinator. So I made money doing that and also had my free time to do all the auditions I was called in on and, stuff like that. I made it work.
Fashion has been something that I've watched you on Instagram take control.
She's very fashionable.
I love it. I mean, I see you take the role of Diana. Is there a connection between LaToya and Diana that you bring acting, the fashion, the boldness of the character? Have you been able to find a you in that role?
Oh, for sure. I definitely, of course there are scenes sometimes where it's hard for me to like connect per se. To find like something that I could parallel, like a substitution, like, oh, I've been through this before. But if you've been through something similar or something that you can find a way to make it relate, then that's how I do. That's how I like break down my scenes. But as far as like real relatability, I'm definitely a family-oriented person. I'm very protective of my family. Like I do not play about my family.
That's
and
right.
Also I don't play about my money, and I believe that Diana is the same way. Yeah, and yeah, like she's tough. She's book and street smart. I believe I'm the same way. Yeah, minus, I don't be moving weight or nothing like that. But like, like besides that, I feel that I relate to her for sure.
I love it. I saw you on YouTube on a Spanish show with a guy that was your boyfriend. Is that still
Yes.
going on?
Yes, so he's my fiance now.
And what is it like, having this career where you're moving and then you also have your personal life? How are you balancing that?
Like because he understands the industry very much, like I can definitely, we relate in that sense, as well as other things too. But like if I'm having a hard day or vice versa, like we understand each other. So that part of my personal life definitely, runs smoothly. And then of course, my family and my friends, they get it. They don't treat me any different. I love that nobody in my circle are yes men. So like it's very, very, it's a normal personal life that I'm able to have and enjoy.
Well, what is next for you?
Yes.
What's next? Ooh, hopefully a lot. Right now, I'm just auditioning heavy. I appreciate my team. They have never like sat on their hands. Like even while I was filming Ghost, they always made sure, okay, well, during this off season, what can we do? And I've had offers come through. Of course, they have to be in line with what I want to do because I definitely want to like elevate and make sure that I'm making the right decisions and not decisions based on just a payment. So yeah, I'm trying to be smart about it, and I'm still working hard, and I'm hoping that I'm able to say something that we have in the works will be coming out soon.
We're gonna keep our eye out on you, especially
Yes.
Yo-Yo. She's gonna write a rap for you.
Listen,
So.
I need her to, I want to
okay.
hear, I want to hear that freestyle. I want to hear that freestyle. I can't wait.
That's totally, it's so crazy when I said that. I was like, it was coming out of my mouth, and I was like, why am I saying this? Wait. What if I have to rap? Oh, and it was already too late. I already
You can't
said
say
it.
that around. I mean, you say rap around Yo-Yo, it's a wrap.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us, LaToya. We really appreciate your time.
Much.
And all new season.
I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
And congratulations.
And love you guys so much.
We're going to keep looking out for you too,
Yes.
And all new season of Power Book 2 kicked off this week on Starz. It's in its final season, so enjoy it while you can. This is Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha with LaToya Tonodeo, known as Diana. Catch Power Book 2 Friday nights, 8 p.m. on Starz or streaming on the Starz app.
We're at Cafe Mocha Radio. Socially savvy on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Serving up more Cafe Mocha on the way. Standing in solidarity from a woman's perspective. It's Cafe Mocha.
Cafe Mocha, Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, I'm Angelique. What's going on, ladies?
I have some amazing news, ladies. Are you pregnant? You wish. Downright Delicious with Yo-Yo only on Aspire is not only on Aspire anymore. We are on Prime Video. Oh, no.
Right. Congratulations.
That's great. So now Aspire TV is now going to be on Prime Video. So if you miss a show, you could always go and request it. And you could always go see Downright Delicious, where I'm whipping in that kitchen and every dish that I be making be what? Finger licking. And I'm so excited. We have a season 2 coming up in a couple of months. We're going to be back in New York, filming again in the kitchen, whipping them dishes. And the show has been doing so well. I am so happy to gain a whole new audience. I'm meeting a different audience that I haven't met in my industry, life from music and television, or movies or films. And it feels really good to see someone say, I know you. And I'm like, hip hop? And they're like, no. I'm like, Kilolo? And they're like, no. And I'm like, I don't know where. And they're like, you have a cooking show? And I'm like, I do have a cooking show. And it's such a blessing. So I'm excited to announce that the season 2 coming. And for people who haven't watched the channel yet, you can tune in to Aspire TV, watch me, Downright Delicious, and you can check it out on Prime Video.
And here's the thing. We always talk about, oh, we don't have this, or we're tired of seeing housewives. Well, you have a bunch of those like Black networks that are offering like BT Plus, Aspire, the Griot. The Griot is a free app. All you have to do is get the app. Fox Soul is a free app. All you have to do is download the app. And they have a lot of great shows. They have a lot of great talk shows. I mean, just like, Yo-Yo was saying with Aspire and her show, there are a lot of quality Black shows that are on. But, people want to complain because, all you got to do is download the app and it's right there on your TV or on your phone.
And you know what I love about these new apps and these new opportunities that people have to express themselves. It's almost like music. Before, you needed a record label to showcase your talent. Nowadays, you don't really need all of that. All you need is an idea, a plan, and a TikTok account. You damn sure need a TikTok account.
Well, the times are just changing. But, a lot of times people ask me, how can you, I want to have my own show. I'm like, you can have your own show. I'm like, you can upload it on YouTube. You can upload the show on TikTok. I mean, but I also want to say with that, there are still major studios out here that have money and they have distribution deals. And I want to give a shout out because the example I'm going to use is Megan Thee Stallion. Megan Thee Stallion it has signed on as an independent artist, but she signed a historic deal with a distribution company. I believe it's Warner Distribution. And that's the thing. A lot of people go independent, but it's fine to go independent. But if you don't have anybody to distribute the product globally, you can't make money. I mean, and you're not going to get your product out. It's a lot of people with films, with all kind of music, but they don't have a distributor. What made Tyler Perry is he was doing his own movies. But when he signed the deal with Lionsgate, they were the ones that the distributor that was putting it in theaters. And that's what got it around the country and eventually, around the world. So what Megan Thee Stallion is doing is, as an independent artist, signing, with a distributor. That's what's important. So we still need these big corporations and companies, and we still have to put them to the test because they just can't choose who they want to choose. They have to choose per the demographic. It's like Black people, watch TV. They go to the movies all the time.
We spend money. We spend big ad dollars.
They should definitely place some money towards multicultural projects. And it shouldn't just be these small independent networks. It's like it should be. We still have to hold the studios responsible because they're making a lot of money off of people of color. So that's so that's all I really wanted to say. Because when people say, "Well, why?" I said, "Well, I really want to go through studios because I'm old. I ain't gonna be doing all that editing for TikTok." I ain't doing all of that. I'm like, my TikToks be messed up. My TikToks be 4 seconds. I be like, okay,
you want me to send your niece over there? You want me to send your niece tonight?
There comes 9 of them will come with tape and then, get it all together for me because I'm like, woof. And then James, he don't know how to hold the camera right. So, it's just like messed up. It's like, so... But there are still the point of the studio system is still there, and it's there for a reason. And we are going to see these movies, these superhero movies, stuff like that. They need to make sure that they allot some money to people of color. That's it.
You're absolutely right.
Definitely. But congratulations, Yo-Yo.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Lynchburg, Virginia. We are opening up our club called Club Truth in Lynchburg, Virginia. So if anybody out there, our new club called Club Truth, come see me.
Here's your dose of espresso. Strong, hot news now.
This is the Espresso. It's no secret Donald Trump said Black people relate to him because of his felony convictions. VP Harris responded.
It's insulting for a number of reasons, including he has reduced a whole population of people down to a sum total of what is in his mind who they are. And he's wrong.
And remember that pastor in Brooklyn who got robbed during a live stream of his church service? He just got 9 years in prison.
Whitehead extracted $90,000 from a single mom in her 50s who attended his church.
The horror franchise A Quiet Place has a new film with a black cast, starring Lupita Nyong'o from Black Panther.
An audience is really forced to survive their own thoughts as they're watching these movies because it's quiet, so you have a lot of time to hear yourself.
A Quiet Place Day 1 is in theaters now. That's the Espresso.
This is Cafe Mocha. Radio from a woman's perspective.
Cafe Mocha with Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, and Angelique. He is Black America's journalist, not controlled by anybody. We're on with Roland Martin. Let's get back into it.
And here's what's crazy. If you look at Texas alone, there are 2.9 million eligible black voters alone. And this is going to blow y'all away. 61% of Texas is minority. 61% of the people who vote are white.
What?
61% of Texas is minority. Latino, Black, Asian, people call it minority. But 61% of the people who vote are white. Remember Ferguson?
Yes.
Ferguson was 67% black. They never had a black mayor. They had a majority white council. There are multiple examples of that where Louisiana, right? You had a black guy running for governor of Louisiana. You had a MAGA guy on the Republican side. So few of us voted, and whites as well, that the Republican, he won the primary, and now they upending everything. And I always tell people, don't get mad after the fact. Like right now, if you're a woman and you're mad about reproductive rights and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and if you're mad about the affirmative action decision, if you're mad that the Supreme Court told Colorado they couldn't kick Trump off the ballot, well, guess what? What you do in 2016? If you were mad at Hillary in 2016 and you didn't vote, well, guess what? That's how Trump won. Trump appointed 3 Supreme Court justices. We got to connect the dots. So you being mad at, and see, understand, the president is only there maximum 8 years. A Supreme Court justice could be there for 30, 40, 50 years. I had somebody tell me, Roland, you keep talking about these judges that Biden appointed. Man, that don't mean nothing. I said, really?
Right.
When they had those black kids in Angola prison in Louisiana under horrible conditions, a federal judge said, remove those kids in a week. It was an Obama-appointed federal judge. When you see these rulings, when you saw, in Tennessee, when they ruled that the Minority Business Development Agency must include white folks, guess what? They changed this 8A program. That was a Republican-appointed judge. When they ruled in Texas, they got to serve white folks in MBDA. That was a Republican-appointed judge. See, people need to understand that, okay, who appoints federal judges? President. Who approves federal judges? Senate. So if you don't vote for the presidential race and the Senate race, then guess what? You don't have any impact on who gets named federal judges. And those federal judges get to rule on all sorts of stuff. See, it's all connected. People have got to get smart about politics and not sit out. If black people, if we voted at 70% of our capacity, what I mean by that is, if 70% of eligible black voters in every city voted, we can sweep elections because we know how Latinos are going to vote, how whites are going to vote. We know what the turnout is. It's all about turnout. So when we purposely sit at home because we pissed off about something, or man, I ain't seen nothing change. Well, it's guaranteed not to change if you sit out. If we actually set our target at hitting 70% capacity, we could literally sweep races in North Carolina, sweep races in Georgia, sweep races in South Carolina. The numbers are there. Problem is, we're not fully engaged, we're not fully informed, and people are just so mad and despondent. And I get it. I get the frustration. I get why you're upset. I get why you wish things had moved faster. But here's what I do know. It's guaranteed never to change if you sit out. You cannot complain about the policies and you don't change the politics.
Want a little more of our flavor? Stay right there. It's Cafe Mocha.
It's Cafe Mocha, Lonnie Love, Yo-Yo, and Angelique.
Lonnie, listening to Marsha Ambrose is such a beautiful voice, such a beautiful testimony. And a lot of people don't understand that entertainers, be it actors, music, musicians, whatever you do, painters, there is a place inside of us, because we are so public to people, that people don't understand that we do have a private place inside of us, that we want to keep things to ourselves. We do go through a lot of things. And I know that us as a community, we haven't been able to really open up about a lot of things that we've been feeling, seeing a lot of things that are going on in the industry right now with physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, and health. It all ties into each other. A lot of people who feel like they live out loud and want to live in private share these secrets with themselves and their higher beings. And it doesn't really get talked about. Have you ever, Lonnie, been in a situation where your mental was challenged, or your health was challenged, or abuse was facing you and you didn't want to speak about it?
Well, no, I think that as performers, there is a lot of times when, you got to remember, I'm a former host on TV. And so I've always never wanted to push someone to say something that they didn't feel comfortable with, or answering a question that they didn't feel answering. I just give them that space, and I think that that's that privacy. I think that especially now, we are living in times where people feel like, well, you have to tell us everything about you. So it's even like when we were talking to Marsha, you could tell that she wasn't, if she wanted to disclose it, she would have disclosed it. But and we just don't push, and sometimes, you can ask just to see if they will. And if they don't, then you just leave it alone. And I think that we have to afford that to everybody. Just because someone's a celebrity, I don't think it's fair to, say, oh, well, you have to tell us what's wrong with you. You have to tell us that you're going through ups and downs. It's like, for some people, they don't want to deal with that. And actually, it's kind of like what's happening with Catherine, the Princess of Wales. She's going through an illness, being very private. No one has actually seen her since December, of last year. And, and she's a future queen. And she's a princess, and she's a very public person. And her job is actually to, spear events and go different places. But because of this illness, she has had to take a step back. And so, for a lot of people, they want to know, they like, she's missing. Where is she? Well, she told you she was ill. And by right, that's all she should have to say. So I think we have to start learning to respect people, instead of, saying that this person has to disclose what's going on with them, because people handle illness in different ways.
Yeah. I think I'm living more in my truth. And I think, but I do understand. But when, you see mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, talking about health issues out loud, knowing that I could save someone's life now. I mean,
but here again, people have a right to have a certain level of privacy and handle certain things the way they need to handle it, especially in these days and times. And sometimes that's for their mental health. It's Cafe Mocha.
That's the show. Make sure you check out the final season of Power Book 2. It airs Friday nights, 8 p.m. on Starz. They're splitting this season in 2 parts, so you can't get the final episodes until fall. Until next time, follow us on all platforms at Cafe Mocha Radio. Cafe Mocha is a production of Miles Ahead Broadcasting in partnership with Super Radio. Executive producer Sheila Eldridge. For comments, booking, or more information, visit cafemocharadio.com.